Hey everyone, it's VM Campos, Magic Fan. I've got a brand new deck tech video for you. I'm sliding this under the bans and restrictions that are coming later today. I'm currently recording this at 1:51 a.m. Pacific time, and sometime at 8 a.m. or something, Wizards of the Coast is going to do a banned and restricted announcement. And probably our boy Omnath, or girl, or elemental, whatever it is going to get banned or restricted. We shall see. In the meantime, I've got a deck tech, an Omnath Brawl deck tech. So they may tear Omnath out of our cold, dead hands in Standard and Historic, but it'll still probably be okay in Brawl. So here's going to be the latest up-to-the-minute Omnath Brawl deck for you to enjoy. And if they ban it, well, then look for part 2 of this video like one day later. So let's get to checking out what this Omnath deck is all about. So I've got my arena account opened up right over here. Let's check this out over here. Hey, Stevie, how are you doing? I'm doing a recording here for the for this brand new Omnath deck and a little bit of gameplay. So let's see if they don't ban Omnath later today. But anyway, here's the deck. So this is a Brawl deck. We'll do also a little bit of gameplay. So check the description about the deck build and then the gameplay. So it's a 4-color Omnath deck, and basically it is taking the Champions deck and then turning it into a Brawl deck. So the Champions deck obviously has like 4 of each of a variety of these cards, and I'm taking that starting point and then making it into a Brawl deck. So let's break it down, then we'll do some gameplay. Number 1, we've got Omnath, Locus of Creation as the Brawl Mander. It's a 4/4 for 4 mana, 1 of every color except black. It's a legendary creature elemental. When it enters, draw a card. So you summon it, right away you draw a card. Landfall, you play a land, and then this is pretty cool. The first time you play a land, you gain 4 life. The second time, you gain 4 mana. And then the third time, you deal 4 damage to each opponent and their planeswalker. So it's a really amazing card. It's probably gonna get banned today. Again, depending when you're when you're watching this video, you're either watching it before the ban, or you're watching it after the ban, or it's not getting banned. Who knows? I'm just making this video right away before the ban. So what do we want to do with this deck? We want to have Omnath come out to just make a bunch of mana. If you're able to play 2 lands in 1 turn, you're going to get 5 mana to work with. Okay, so what are we trying to do besides that? Well, besides that, we are also trying to summon our Phylath World Sculptor. 6 mana, 5/5 elemental. When this enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 green plant creature token for each basic land you control. If you've only got basic lands, this is when you summon this 5/5, it's also going to make 5 plants. Now, they're just 0/1s. But wait a minute, landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put 4 1/1 counters on a plant you control. So that 0/1 becomes a 4/5 whenever you drop a land. And we're going to have multiple ways to play more than 1 land per turn to make these plants even bigger and bigger. So we want Omnath out for amazing value. We want Phylath out for lots of plants. What we also want are a couple of enchantments. Ferocity of the Wilds. It's a 3 mana enchantment. Attacking non-human creatures get +1 and have trample. So imagine I made so many plants with Phylath, and then landfall is falling on them to make them bigger and bigger. And even if they're still 0/1s, when they attack, they become 1/1s with trample. So automatically they get bigger and bigger with Phylath out there. Okay, another thing, we want the Glorious Anthem, very similar. This one is in white. All your creatures gain +1/+1. So those little plants are, again, +1/+1. They're 1/2s. Imagine they're 1/2s. Imagine they get +1/+1. Plus, then they also get the +1/+0 and trample if you've got both of these. And I've had both of these out at the same time, and it's pretty amazing. These little plants doing so much. Okay, those are a couple of big things going on in that deck. Okay, we also want to get out the Great Henge. It's 9 mana, but you're going to be able to summon this so easily when you've got the various power of your creatures out there. Then when a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, it comes in with a +1, and you draw a card. Tap it to give you 2 green mana and gain a life. This is so overpowered. It's amazing. Okay, how are we going to get to so much mana? We've got the Beanstalk Giant. Either send it on the adventure for 3 mana, to go get you 1 basic land, put it onto the battlefield, or eventually summon this giant and it'll be like a 7/7 and it'll get bigger and bigger. So you may play your Omnath, you play 1 land, maybe if you're able to play the other part of the Beanstalk Giant here for 3 land, you go get another land, then it gives you 5 mana. It's just so over the top, it's amazing. Related to that, we've also got Cultivate. So pay 3 mana, go find 2 lands, put one of them directly into play, one of them into your hand. If you do this right, again, you play Omnath, you play your regular land, it gains you life, then you play Cultivate, and then you go get another land, put that into play, then it gives you 5 mana. It's just so much ramp, so good. Related to that as well, Roiling Regrowth, 3 mana, sacrifice 1 land, go search for 2 lands, put them onto the battlefield tapped. Again, this is going to trigger the 2nd Omnath, maybe even the 3rd Omnath landfall. Just so many lands coming in that the opponent won't know what to do. We've also got Lotus Cobra, of course. Turn 2 Lotus Cobra. Every time you play 1 land, it gives you double mana, basically. So another fast way to just get lots and lots of mana onto the battlefield. We've got, let's say, of course, we've got the Edgewall Innkeeper plus Lucky Clover combo. So Edgewall Innkeeper, every time you play an adventure card, you draw a card. Okay, and then Lucky Clover, every time you play the adventure part of the sorcery or instant of the adventure, you can copy it. So that'll let you do a couple of adventures at once, such as Giant Killer, destroy a target creature of 4 or greater, or summon the creature 1/2. So with Lucky Clover, you'll be able to destroy 2 creatures at once. Or with the well, Fae of Wishes is in this deck, but it's not as strong as it is in the regular deck, because it will not go to your sideboard. There is no sideboard in Brawl. Can't wait for Omnath to get banned. Yeah, so I'm sliding in here before the ban, and I'm doing this deck tech. Here's a Brawl Omnath deck. Let's see if Omnath gets banned in Brawl. But if not, I've got like the first video on how to do a cool Brawl deck with Omnath. So that's what this stream is about here. Thanks for joining as well. Okay, what else? So we've got good old Disenchant, destroying an artifact or enchantment. Then we've got also what did we also have for destroying enchantments and stuff? We've got Thrashing Brontodon, or to just have a 3/4 creature instead. We've got the Swift Response to destroy an attacking creature, or a mana dork that tapped. You can also destroy it with Swift Response. Lotus Cobra, as I said. Okay, Staggering Insight, pay 2 mana, give your creature +1. It gets lifelink, and it also draws you a card when it deals damage. For more mana ramp, we've got Arcane Signet, of course. We need the 2 mana Arcane Signet right away to give you more mana. We've also got the Raugrin Crystal to give you mana of any of those colors or cycle. Ketria Crystal to give you 1 mana of those colors or cycle. So those are our mana rocks right there. We've also got the Midnight Clock. It gives you 1 blue mana. Or eventually, when you have 12 counters on this, you draw a bunch of cards. Those are the mana rocks in this deck. Removal. Banishing Light to banish anything. Or we've also got the Journey into Oblivion. It costs a little bit more, but it also lets you exile things. Brazen Borrower will bounce things back or give you a 3/1 flyer. Bronecrusher Giant deals 2 damage to any target and eventually gives you a 4/3 creature. That is some of the most violent art I've ever seen. Look at that guy. That giant is about to stomp that knight. Do people even notice this? When they see the card this small, usually, they don't see the details. But if you look at it closely, that giant is about to stomp that knight right in the face. And then his horse is running away and everything. Kind of hilarious. Okay, we've got the Feline Sovereign. This one's probably going to get tuned a little bit. There's not a lot of cat action happening on this deck. But we have the Cub Warden and the Feline Sovereign, and it gets the cats +1, and then when your cat deals damage, we can destroy one of their enchantments or artifacts. We've got, so I was saying the Cub Warden, 4 mana, 3/5. If you mutate it, it creates 2 1/1 cats with lifelink. We've got the Felidar Retreat, just the 4 mana enchantment, landfall, make a cat. Or put a +1 counter on all your creatures and they gain vigilance. That triggers over and over very easily by having like Cultivate or other things. Felidar, Prowling Felidar, it's a 2/3 landfall. It gets a +1, gets stronger. It's also got vigilance. Basri's Acolyte, another cat. It's a 2/3 lifelink. Put 2 +1 counters on 2 different creatures. Leonin War Leader, it's a 4/4. When it attacks, it makes more cats. So actually, now that I think about it, there's pretty good cat contingent in this deck, so that's good. And it makes 2 1/1 attackers. So imagine having the Leonin War Leader out, plus Ferocity of the Wilds that gives +1 to non-humans, plus the Glorious Anthem that gives another +1. So those little 1/1 cats are even more catty. If we need to start over, we've got to Shatter the Sky. Maybe we can put in 1 more removal. That 1 giant, that 1 spell that kills everything that's non-giant, in case we need to start over. Journey to Oblivion, as I said. We've got also Elspeth Conquers Death. Exile one of their CMC 3 cards, 3 or more. Then non-creature spells they cast cost 2 more. Then return a creature or planeswalker back from your graveyard to the battlefield. Give it a +1. Escape to the Wilds, everyone hates this card, so of course it goes in this deck. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may play those cards until the end of your next turn, and you may play an additional land this turn. So you can just pop off so much here. I've had it happen with, we've got Omnath out, and then you are able to get the Escape to the Wild to happen and just drop so many things. The opponent just rage quits because Omnath, Locus of Creation, does that to people a few times. And then the lands are just a mishmash of like all the colors, plus 2 fetch lands, the Fabled Passage for double landfall, Evolving Wild, don't forget Evolving Wild, double landfall on that. And then everything else is either a Triome or one of the brand new Pathway lands, and everything else is just basic lands after that. So that's what this Brawl deck is about. The full deck list is going to be in the description, as well as on the Patreon for free. And let's do a little bit of gameplay on this, just to see how it runs. So that's the deck there. We'll go over to play some Brawl with it. As you can see, I was playing recently. And let's see how it goes when we do a little bit of gameplay, and then possibilities of further upgrades. Evolving Wild is one of your favorite fetch lands. It's really cool. There's a lot of great different art that we could work with. I went with the Ikoria art, but I also like the Amonkhet art. Okay, so the algorithm is taking a moment to pair me up, but finally we got a pair with a Garruk, and we're paddling Etchi as the opponent. All right, so who goes first? I think they go first, right? They're too busy with their Etchi collection. They're busy playing with their pet over here to see who goes first. Okay, so what do we have here? I could Evolving Wild into green so that eventually I can cultivate. Or I can Roiling Regrowth. This is not really amazing. Let's mulligan that. Okay, that's amazing. So we have the Lotus Cobra, we have the Signet. Ooh, so much amazing stuff. Okay. Let's start with this. This is going to make us a lot of mana, possibly faster than the opponent. However, the opponent has Golgari color, so no doubt there will be removal, couple murders or whatever. So either the Cobra is going to get murdered or Omnath. So how do we play this? If we play If we play the Signet first, that'll probably be safer than the Cobra. If, however, we play the Cobra and they murder it right away, I guess they spent one. I guess they spent one kill spell on the Cobra rather than my Omnath. So what do we do? So we have to assume that they're going to have kill spells. They're playing black. So if I play right now, it did pause for a moment in here, so maybe they have a removal spell, so I guess we'll play it a little bit safer. We'll build up. Yeah, see, it's pausing for them, so they might have some sort of instant green or black. I'm thinking if it's black, it's probably the -4/-4 spell. Okay, Caryatid. So I could play the Cobra right now, drop a land, I get 3 mana. That 3 mana could get me the clock. And then I start to build up for land drops on that. Okay, let's try that. So, Cobra first. Land drop. Any color doesn't matter. That gives me 3 mana in total. Play the clock. So much value. So they'll probably kill my Cobra. That's fine. Next turn, I'll probably play the Felidar. I want to get those kill spells out of their hand. So I'll probably play the Felidar. Hopefully get a land. Play the Felidar, landfall, make it big. And then we're close to Phylath as well. Nightmare. Okay, so they're going to destroy that. Sure. Next turn, they're going to look at my hand and grab something out of it. So, non-creature. Okay, I don't really have non-creatures to worry about, so this is what we want. Play the Felidar. Land drop. Do not want to cycle that. Okay. We've got the Journey to Oblivion. Once they summon their Planeswalker, we will exile it. Yeah, the opponent is like dumbfounded about like, what do I do on my oh, they're gonna get my Oblivion. Whoops. Okay, so they're gonna get the Oblivion, and I can cycle that crystal. So they're gonna do their destroy. Probably, yeah, they're gonna do the destroy. So then it's gonna be too weak to, it's gonna be too weak to deal with my Omnath. Although they're gonna have their kill spell. So okay, we'll play the Phylath over here. Make a bunch of plants, drop a land, make one of them big. That's part of what this deck does right here. I am running out on lands a little bit. Next turn, I don't have double red. This deals X damage divided as you choose among up to 2 target creatures or planeswalkers. So I don't... If I get 1 more red mana, that'd be good. See, there's a kill spell, just like I said. Obvious. And do they have any more? Mutate that. I guess they're going to destroy probably my clock. That's a 4/5. Cultivate. Alright, they're popping off. Come on, I need 1 more red mana, and that's not red mana. Okay, well, I guess they're probably out of kill spells. So we don't have 2 red mana. I want that Shatter Skull. Okay, well, let's play Omnath. Okay, there's a land. Right there. So they're just plus zeroing on that for a bunch of wolves. Draw a card off of that. So what do we need to do to get out of this? We need to... Okay, that's fake. We need to get rid of that Garrick. I can shatter the sky. Probably have to eventually that land is going to keep drawing them, so that's going to be annoying. Questy B. I guess we're gonna shatter the sky anyway, so well, we'll take it. I'll need to do a little bit of a reset. That's fine. Now, am I able to play both my shatter? Okay, there's my red. Okay, here we go. So I want to... shatter first. Everyone draws. Then... Actually, I think I did that out of order. Did I? Yeah, because that's going to give Garrick all of that. Yeah, I did that out of order. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to win this one. Let's go to the next one. I did that out of order. I needed to hit Garrick because it only had 2 loyalty and then clear the field. That would have just given them a whole bunch of loyalty that I wouldn't have been able to get to Garrick, so that's okay. We got, just got bad draws at the beginning, I guess. Getting that Elspeth's Nightmare when they took out our Oblivion, whatever that one was called, that set us back. Ooh, this is Phylath versus Omnath. So it's going to be also a bunch of ramp going on. Let's see who gets it done first. So we go first. That's just a bounce spell on that. And besides that, not really amazing. This is even worse. Well, I guess that Arcane Signet will help. Okay, turn... this is not so bad, actually. Okay, turn 1, Innkeeper. Turn 2, Signet. If they don't rage quit after seeing a turn 1 Edgekeeper, I don't know what they'll do. But okay, so next we do that. We need a red or blue mana to get Omnath ready to come out and play. And I guess we'll be able to bring it out already, so pay 3 life on that, bring out Omnath on that. They're not gonna block on that. They have neat sleeves. They've got the Elspeth's Nightmare sleeves on that. Pretty cool. But the ones that I've got is the World Champion 26th. Okay, so they have 4 mana in total. I have the Journey to Oblivion when they bring out Phylath. Solemn. Okay, well, I can cultivate. Nice. Yeah, see, this is how this pops off. So, going to do 1 landfall. Then going to do another landfall. What do I need? These, I guess. Play a land. So then it gives me 5 mana. Then it gives me a Great Henge. And 3 more mana in total. No, don't need to attack just yet. Alright, so 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5. They got 5 mana. Oh, they've got enough mana for that. Okay, they don't get to landfall at this point. So, unfortunately, I will have to wreck them with this journey. Thusly, then play this Ferocity, and Omnath will have Trample on that. Huh, I don't know why didn't they block with their Solemn to go get draw a card. Valakut, that doesn't do too much, I think. Yeah. Migration, they need all their mana to... That would have been amazing if they had their Phylath out. Oh, double landfall, fine, okay. So that's gonna hit me for 3 or hit what? What does it hit? To the opponent, okay, and I'm just getting some landfalls. Okay, well, normally I would want something better than that. That's a 5/4 again. Alright, so most likely they're going to live their dream next turn. They're going to play their Phylath. They're going to do landfall at least one time to awaken one of those plants. And I'm out of removal or anything like that, so we'll see what happens. Alright, play it all. Yep, then play a land. There's the land. Make one thing big. Get one of those Brontodons. Shambler. They don't attack. Okay, so then I'll gain some life off of that. We got our own Phylath. Okay, let's make our own Phylath. Thusly, and like that, and then like that. That's a 6/5 with trample. Alright, so they're going to double block all of that. That's fine. Gain a little bit of life. Bring that back. Okay. So now they've got 10 plants. But not... Okay, they're going to landfall, definitely. Okay, they probably want to play the Cobra first. Yep, there's the Cobra. Drop a land. Get stuff off of that. That one is Scute Swarm. Okay, they're going to play the Scute Swarm. Not good. Right there. Play a land, of course. Scute Swarm gets copied now. And they still have 1, 2, 3 mana in total. You can play the Henge. They still have 3 mana in total. Search for another basic land. Drop that in. Well, I think I got out landfalled. So if I don't get my board wipe, then we're done. So of course it depends on the matchup. And here the board wipe would have been best. But okay, so that's so far 0-2. Now before the stream, this deck was doing fine. But then of course when it's a stream, it's making me look bad. But anyway, let's go for the next one, and we'll play a few times. Let's do best of 5. Let's see how it goes with best of 5. So we have 2 so far. Make a note of that. So 2 so far. There's that shatter. You know, it's got all the stuff that we don't need at the right time. There's the Cobra. They have their own Omnath. Hilarious. Okay, well, it's going to make me look even worse if I don't beat, and they have the better Omnath art. So top on that. They have a Caryatid. There's my mana for my Omnath, so I got Omnath out first. And they're not going to block with that. Alright, so they will probably get their Omnath out next as well. And then after that, it's all a matter of who can out Omnath, because that's their 4 mana for their Omnath. Oh, instead of doing Narset. Okay, well, they need to discard a 4 mana spell to take out my Omnath. That was a 4 mana spell. Of course it was. Well, at least I'll get to do that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. 3, 4, 5 mana. So we'll get out just any color so that we can escape. Play with these. Okay, well, I guess I'll hold on to these. No, I can still play one more. We'll do the double from Evolving. Oops, that was a misplay. I should have chosen green, and then I could have played the Edge Wall. Okay, next turn I could bring out Omnath and then do a double land drop. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double landfall. And then Journey into Oblivion. They're looking at all my stuff. So, yep, got a lot of stuff coming. Played their land. Sure. Okay, so, whoops, I thought I had enough for the freaking Omnath. Why am I not counting properly? Okay, fine. Let's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this turn didn't go how I wanted. Okay, well, let's see how the opponent pops off. Because clearly they will play their Evolving Wild. Nope, Cultivate, close enough. Yeah, the opponent played way better than me. I didn't pay too well of attention on all of that. So, okay, that's 3. I guess we'll try the 2 more for 5, but we'll see again the luck of the draw of things. So the idea is supposed to be that there's a good amount of landfall triggers to do fun stuff, gain a lot of land, make a lot of plants. You have to play things right. It's not automatic, but that's how it goes. Okay, so this opponent's gonna be they're gonna do either a turn 1. They're gonna do either a turn 1 thought erasure, not a turn 1 duress, or turn 2 thought erasure. Agonizing remorse, I mean. There we go, duress turn 1, of course. So they're gonna get the banishing light. And next turn, they're gonna do their agonizing remorse. Okay, they're gonna go with a mill strategy. So I guess okay, they have a counter spell ready. They're gonna do the I guess they didn't have a flash creature at that moment. They're gonna do the crab plus landfall. Now they're gonna have ready on my Omnath, so we'll try to bring it out this way, their counter spell. Here comes their 5th land for their Planeswalker. And I need my removal. For the Planeswalker, they're going to do a drown, okay. Still have the removal, so they're going to do it on my Omnath. They're either going to counter this or they're going to, yeah, they're going to counter it right there. Hey Mark, how are you doing? So so we know that Omnath is getting banned today, so I'm doing a deck tech video on Omnath for Brawl. It's going very badly at the moment. I've lost 3 times in a row, but before the stream, when I was planning the deck, it was working well, but for whatever reason now, it's when I'm on the stream, it's not. Okay. So let's see if their final, because that can return target non-land permanent. Well, another one of those. The Serpent. So the opponent is a mill stratagem. Okay. So I don't have any of the cool stuff in my deck at the moment to really do anything with my... so many lands. So I don't have anything to do with all my great mana. Yeah, this is this Omnath deck. It is basically taking the top tier deck that won the tournament today, or yesterday, or whatever, and it was this deck. So I'm taking the top tier deck and then I'm trying to do it into a Brawl deck, and it was working fine earlier. I'm just completely whiffing on draws here. But let's see if we can get anything better coming in. It's not that great. I'm going to have to send my Fae at their Planeswalker. That'll get me a little life. So the opponent had a lot of disruption. They did a turn 1 duress. They also did a couple of other things. They're stealing stuff off the top of my library. They had some removal. Opponent mills 8 cards. Sure. Actually, it's going to be half my deck. And that's how that goes. Down to 11 cards. They're holding back. And yeah, this is not going to work. Okay, well, that's strike 4. Guess this deck isn't as good as I thought. Like I swear, when I was crafting it earlier today, it was working, but I guess now, when it's important, when it's live on the stream, it decided to show that do not pay attention to this deck build. Good thing Omnath will be banned. So I've had a variety of opponents so far, and that just possibly shows that, yeah, the deck still needs to get worked on. And the same, is this the same opponent, or is just this another another of the same one? Okay, so we're gonna assume a bunch of hand disruption and all of that. Okay, let me think here for a moment. So that can give me green. I don't have green yet. Okay, well, we'll play green. Then after that we can have red. Agonizing Remorse, of course. So they're going to get Phylath. Or maybe the Journey. They got my crystal instead, so that must mean that they have another disruption or something, or they thought that I wouldn't have ramp or something. Obviously, if I try to summon my Omnath too early against this opponent, they're either going to counter it or kill it on sight. So, yeah, is this the exact same opponent? I never remember my opponent's names. It's 10:33 p.m. Monday. Today it was okay. So their Stitcher is supposed to bring stuff back. Ooh, like that's exactly what they want there. They want to play that to bring back that. Gadwick. There's better things to exile, but that already has some pretty good value. There is one card in my hand that they don't see. Rankle, they're gonna make me discard. Guess I'll discard my disenchant. Well, let's see if this kitty lives. Not really. They're going to attack with their rankle. Then choose to sacrifice creatures. They could do bounce. I guess they're going to do the bounce on that. Drop a land, and they'll attack me and make me drop a card. Great Henge. Okay, so they'll do that again. They'll attack, probably also make me discard to fairy. Yeah, I don't think I have very much to deal with this opponent. Is it the same opponent? S2PD boy? Seems like it's the same opponent, right? So I don't think I have much. What else is in this deck? How would I be able to handle this? I think I do have I don't know if I have very good things in the deck to finish. Yeah, they're just going to keep attacking with Rankle. Yeah, they already have the lock on this. They're going to keep attacking with Rankle, and then they can also Teferi things out. So, alright, well that's 5 losses. I guess this deck isn't as good as I thought. So, I was just going to show the deck off a little bit, because we all know that Omnath is going to get banned later today, and I wanted to put out a deck. Well, if Omnath gets banned in Standard, or they said something's going to happen in Standard, Historic, and Brawl on Monday. It is currently Monday on the West Coast. Wizards is also on the West Coast. So the announcement will be later today. They're banning Basic Forest. Maybe just Simic should be banned from gameplay for a little while. Alright, so had the mulligan twice and still not loving this hand. They're going to play their turn 1 Heaven. So we need to Bone Crush that next turn. I guess I'll play the Triome, because I'm going to need that mana. They probably won't get, well, actually they're going to get to, they're already at the Angel Zone right there, actually. Okay, never mind, that's 7 more than starting point. So, I guess we're still safe. Well, yeah, I guess we're still safe. So we'll play the tap land, and then we'll stomp it next turn. I'm used to playing with that Speaker of the Heavens on Standard. You need 27 life for you to make angels, Right here you need 7 more than 25, so we still have a moment. Okay, first of all, stomp that. Play that land. Not yet. They need for 7 more. Yeah, 7 more than the start, and that's what I'm saying, that I'm used to playing it on standard or historic, where it's 27 life, but here in Brawl, it is some value I can't even fathom. So, oops, they're going to keep bringing that back. So, how do we deal with that? We don't have any remove stuff from the graveyard, and then I get like no lands. Okay, well, guess I'll have this for 3. 32. That sounds right. I think if you take starting point plus values, etc., that kind of makes sense. Okay, so as for myself here, well, we would have enough for Laura for Omnath now, but they're playing Loras colors, so I'm sure that means there's going to be a kill spell or 2 coming, but that's okay. They would block with their charger right there, have to discard. Yeah, right. I guess the edge wall, don't really have any adventures. Well, I have the Beanstalk Giant as an adventure, but that'll be eventually. Okay, so if Omnath survives, we can do cool stuff here. Faith's Fetters. Okay, well, it'll survive, but none of its abilities survived. Do I have a... Well, Feline Sovereign could help me get rid of the... I guess Omnath is still going to do its thing. Okay, I guess. Alright, so Faith's Fetters is still pretty good against Omnath. It's not going to remove it from the field, but it's these are triggered abilities, activated abilities. Okay, so they're going to hit me with that, sure. The Fae of Wishes isn't really going to do much. I could do 1, 2, 3. I could do 3 damage directly to something. Your extent of playing arena is doing dailies as fast as possible, then long enough. Yeah, the current meta is pretty out of it at the moment. Depending on what the... Okay, wait a minute. I could do Shatter. Let me think for a moment here. If X is 6 or more, deals X damage divided as you choose among them instead. So I can do 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do 6 in total. But that's... I guess we'll give it a shot here if I can do the math. So target up to 2 creatures. So we'll do a Loras and we will do a Speaker. 6 plus 6. It would have been better for the Angels, I guess. Oh, look at that huge rock. then they'll probably double block my Felidar, which I'm fine with. Gain 6 life off of that. Back to 23. Summon their Lurus. Tap out. That is a 9/9. All right, so they're going to replay that, that Heavens, but they can't tap it yet. What format is the BNR? It's going to hit Standard. They said Standard, Historic, and Brawl. All right, so that is a 10/10 critter. They'll just block with their 1/1 over there. They'll play that little horse, give the angel a plus, make another angel. Oh, good, so you'll probably get wild cards. You need 2 more for your Oops, All Spells control deck. Yeah, we're going to get some wild cards, although it doesn't overlap in terms of the, it doesn't overlap in terms of the if you had the banned cards in various formats, you wouldn't get them. You wouldn't get them. You wouldn't get them all back. So one way to get rid of that, you're gonna have to triple block that. So one way to get rid of the constant angel generation is to exile it. Well, at least they're down to 1 card. Nightmare Shepherd. Okay, not great. 4 wild cards from Omnath and gets banned, not 8. Yeah, that's, and I'm also distracted. Sorry, but yes, that's what will happen. That we're not going to get so many of those wild cards. So that's 8 in the air. That'll be another loss for this deck. So I thought I crafted it pretty well. Not quite sure why it's not quite working. That's often the case, that they ban 1 card and another card pops up. It's like whack-a-mole. So people are saying that there's just a little bit too much power going on in the current standard. Some people are also saying, what if we have no ban standard? Meaning that because Wizards of the Coast figures out these cards years in advance, people are saying what was supposed to happen was we were supposed to have Oko and Omnath and XYZ banned cards. All of those were supposed to be here at the same time all together. So if you can believe that. We saw an argument that they should unban Oko, but that's a terrible idea because we have 4-color Omnath plus Oko. I think people are also rightfully just like way too burnt out on the overpowered cards. People are just so mad about all of these. People are just mad about all of these really powerful cards, and then like to reinstate them back into the format. I don't think people are gonna love that. I think like the hardcore players might, because it'll be a brand new meta to adjust to. But then I think the average players are just gonna throw Magic in the trash because these were overpowered cards that people hated at that time, and then to bring them back, I think most people will not look past, you know, the new open meta of it all. They'll say, oh, you're bringing back these horrible cards, you really hate the community. Wizards of the Coast, I hate you. So I don't think they're going to unban anything meaningful. You should set up another Ice Age high casting, make you think combos. Yeah, that'd be a good idea too, but only us old-timers would want to go back to the good old days of Ice Age, Fallen Empires, Alliances, Homelands, 4th edition. You miss jank being playable? Yeah, exactly, I miss that. Trying to build something fun, but everything is so powerful it's hard to... Exactly. Like, I usually try to play just fun jank decks, and the... So what's the opponent trying to do here? Craterhoof Behemoth? No, that's not in standard, is it? So what are they trying to ramp into? What are they trying to ramp into? Well, I know what I'm ramping into. I doubt they'll block this, right? Even if they block it, I guess I'll be okay. Yep, there they go. Don't want to lose anything. So they have 4, 5, 6. They have 6 mana past me. Reclaim the waste. Okay, gonna go get even more lands. So what are they trying to get? What are they doing with so much mana here? We'll wait for that Evolving Wilds. Make some cats. Get another color. 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I missing? Blue. And again, they probably won't block that. There we go. Okay, so they have 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 7 mana that they're about to play. They can cast a Zusa and then drop even more lands. So, like, what are they trying to do here? So drop another land, sure, and then you still have 4 mana in total. What are you trying to do with it? And I let you read about crazy vintage plays. Oh, there we go. Arasta. That's definitely a thing that they want. Okay, well, first, let's do the play that causes everyone to quit right away. Let's play an Evolving Wild. Trigger all of this. Make some white, then crack the Evolving Wild, and then do it again, but this time +1 everything, and then I have 1,000,000 mana now, and I don't even know what I'm going to do with it all. So then after that, Elspeth's Nightmare to get rid of Arasta. No trigger happens. Next, cat. And attack with Cobra and another beast. We've all got vigilance. Okay, finally, I guess my deck finally did something. How many games did it took? 6 games before this deck did anything? I think the opponent was also way too slow and let me build up. And then they still have a bunch of mana, but what are they going to do with it? 6, 7, they have 8 mana. Mono green. Okay, they've got another mana. Oh, that's what they're going to do. I guess a board wipe. They're going to wipe their own stuff too. So that's a thing to do. We'll take it back here. Bone Crusher Giant. So that'll take care of that. Then bring my cat out. So yeah, they wiped everything with Ugin, but oops, so they got a big old dino. And they have a food. Okay, well. Sure, you got a 10-10, but do you have an elemental? And then I'll attack with my cat to send a message. So even if they attack me with their 10-10, I've got 30 life, so I'll probably be okay. Anyway, next turn play that escape and maybe pull some cool things off of that. Phylath is also in this deck, so I'm trying to also make a million plants. Ooh, 10 card draw. Okay, they're living the dream. They're gonna be able to tell their grandkids. I dropped 10. I drew 10 cards off my Gigantosaurus. Jungle Delver, we haven't seen that one in a while. Is that one still valid? Yeah, I guess, because of the intro packs. Dropped a bunch of good things. Okay, anyway, escape. Okay. I guess with my 4th land here I can get rid of their Gigantosaurus. I think that's the more important thing to do. Then a giant. And then attacks. Now they do have 7 whole cards in hand, so I'm sure they'll find some other good stuff with their Primal Might as well. Okay, Azusa double land play, I suppose. Triple land play, okay. And then they pass. Okay, well there's Phylath. So, let's make a bunch of plants. Landfall, of course. Mutate onto a plant. Is like a cat mutant. A cat plant mutant. Make more cats. All I need is to also not get... What other board wipes are there in mono green? Are they going to be able to bring Ugin back from the graveyard? Right, they could bring Ugin back. That one didn't get exiled, or did that get exiled? No, that didn't get exiled. They could play some card to get a card back out of the graveyard in mono green. I think it only costs like 2 or 3 anyway, and then they'd be able to... Okay, they're going to do a 10-10 Stony. Okay, sure. Ooh, they didn't do all 3, so they clearly have something else good. So, how about we just Brontodon it out of here? Sorry, little critter. You thrashed a 10-10. next, we'll do a land drop, of course. Did I buy it? I didn't buy it. No. I haven't bought any secret layers at all, and the one I really wanted to buy was that very first one, OMG Kitties. I just forgot to buy it, but I wanted to buy the OMG Kitties. Besides that, I'm not too interested in the secret layer drops, and unfortunately I think the Walking Dead one was really bad. Oh, Thwart. Okay, great. I actually made a video about it, which I'm sure you've watched, about how to fix the situation. It is a bit of a joke video, but still watch it, because I invent a brand new format. That's the answer nowadays. When we don't like what Wizards is doing, invent our own format. So on my YouTube I do have, I don't know if I put it on the Discord, but I've got a brand new video where I invent a new format to fix things after the Secret Lair / Walking Dead. Alright, so what else is my opponent here? I guess they could do Ugin's Conjurant. No, Ugin's Conjurant is not valid in Standard. Stone Coil was the biggest one. And are they going to rope me here because they don't have much to work with? You've not watched YouTube in a long time. You work too much. Ooh, they're going to make an Ivy, but still they're not going to tap out. So I'm sure that means they've still got at least one more Fog spell. Maybe the Ajani's, what do you call it? No, that one doesn't prevent damage. What are they going to do? They kept 6 mana. They're good gaming me, so clearly they have some combat trick, but not enough to battle everything. They're printing those cards in Commander Legends. They just couldn't say it. Printing The Walking Dead in Commander Legends, or what do you mean? Okay, so final combat trick, a 5/5, sure. Sure, but I could have a response to that. -22. Okay, well, there we go. We finally got a win off of this deck. And Walking Dead cards with actual Magic versions like Godzilla cards in reverse. This would have been totally fixed if they just did the Walking Dead, they just did the Godzilla treatment on these things. That would have really stopped all of the rancor. But they just unfortunately fell into the classic accusation of, greedy company. And sure, they had talked about, people have been saying on Twitter how, like, on their last financial disclosure meeting, whatever, they had said that Hasbro wants Wizards to double their revenue in 5 years. So this is going to be part of that they're going to just put out a lot of product. Okay, well, I've been streaming for 1 hour. I was just going to do a short-ish stream. It was mostly to show off this Omnath deck. We'll see if this is going to get banned. That was the deck right here that I was trying out. Not a great run of wins. It could still be further refined. I'm going to put the deck list in the description of the video. And yep, I just wanted to do a Brawl Omnath video, and if they do ban Omnath, then this deck's going to need to be changed. So let's see what the announcements are. I don't know what time they're going to announce it, but I guess like 8 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. I don't know when they're going to announce this Pacific time. So sometime. Right now it is currently 3 in the morning Pacific time. I need to get to bed. And if you like this video, don't forget to click like, thumbs up. There's also the button somewhere there about sending a cool sticker. Send stickers if you like. And like, thumbs up. Watch my other video where I fix The Walking Dead. And thanks everyone for coming to hang out to this unannounced stream. I'll be back during the normal time, Saturdays, 8 p.m. starting at 8 p.m. Pacific time. right here on YouTube and Twitch. This has been VM Campos, and I'll see you next time.